going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who support me and who support this platform, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. Much love. If y'all can hear me, hit a number one in the chat, please. If you're just tuned in, hit the like button and hit a number one in the chat so I know I'm being heard. Okay. So I know y'all can hear me. That's what's up. Make sure you hit that like button, please. Share the show. Very much appreciated, man. Ah, man. Y'all know. Y'all know I had to go in on this, man. Y'all already know I had to go in on this. Man, oh man, oh man. Another example of this new masculinity that's being pushed. This is just another rendition, another example of this new masculinity thing that's being pushed. You got your man Septic Tank, running around here. And there's a lot of septic tanks running around, by the way. Like, we're not going to sit here and act like there's not a lot of dudes that's like Tank running around here. And those guys are septic tanks. Like, really, they're really actual walking septic tanks. You know, really, if you want to look at a lot of the so-called, HIV stuff, a lot of women who contract HIV, it's already was said that a lot of them was dealing with, down low males, and these guys are what I call septic tanks, because a lot of these guys, they deal with a lot of women. You feel me? But you don't know, that on a daily they mess with dudes. And this is a perfect example with this dude, Septic Tank. Septic Tank is he's very popular amongst a lot of older women. See, Septic Tank, he done got older now. He done got a little older. I think Septic Tank is in his 40s, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of the younger women, they really don't know Tank like that. They don't really know Septic Tank. But a lot of your, you know, mid 40s, early 50s, like them women, they know Tank. They knew Tank when he first came in the game. And Tank is very popular amongst that crowd. That's why I don't know if y'all know, but or if y'all ever been to like ski trips and stuff like that they be throwing these bus rides, these boat rides that these older people be going to, and these little concerts on boats and shit like that. Tank does a lot. He performs at a lot of those things. As a matter of fact, one of my homies, his mom's is throwing a ski trip, and one of the one of the performers is Septic Tank. You know, like I say, if you from up north, a lot of the DJs and stuff, they be throwing these ski trips. A lot of these R&B and rapping R&B ski trips. And Septic Tank, he's always on the list. He's always on the list. So You know, Septic Tank is known by a certain demographic of women. And women like the dude. He's popular. He's well known. Women love Tank, you know. But if y'all haven't saw it, y'all can go to Angela Yee's podcast. It's called Lip Service. It's a podcast that she does that's basically, rooted in sex. You know, I don't know if y'all saw the thing that's going on with Gucci Man and Hot 97. I'm Hot 97, Power 105 with the Breakfast Club. Right now, he going through it with Angela Yee and Envy. And I'm gonna do a little video about that because Angela Yee was trying to act like, like she ain't no little ratchet, but she is. I'm gonna go in on her too soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. But you know, these DJs and these radio stations up north, they be throwing these ski trips, these winter trips. And Tank is always one of them. He's always performing. Always. But y'all go check out Lip Service and watch the whole episode with Tank. And listen to what he says. Listen to how he tries to justify. See, this is what new masculinity is. This is what new masculinity is about. It's about you trying to justify why you're not considered masculine if you do some feminine shit. Now you can justify your masculinity. Now, if I do some female shit, we can just chalk it up to it all being masculine. Now masculinity is all inclusive. You see? Y'all gotta pay attention to little shit like that. Now, being a man is all inclusive, even if it includes you doing some feminine shit. It's not that you're doing feminine shit now. It's that you're fully a masculine man. That's the game they playing now. That is the game they're trying to run on our boys. Oh, you whining is not feminine anymore. It's just you being the kind of masculine man that you are. That's what they're trying to tell our young boys. Because Tank got up there and said out his mouth that a man is not a homosexual just because he sucked dick once or twice. This is what we're dealing with this new masculinity shit. This is what he said out his mouth. If a man decides to give head once or twice, he's not a homosexual. He's still a man. He still should be considered masculine because when he tried it once or twice, he may have not liked how it tastes. Listen to that shit, y'all. He said the man probably didn't like how it tasted. So what he's insinuating is that a man could want to taste, or a man could want to know how a dick tastes, and that don't make him a homosexual or make him feminine. Listen to this shit. You're not feminine if you walking around thinking about how a dick will taste. This is what Tank said out his septic tank. Septic tank. Weirdos, man. The Strags love him, though. The Strags love Tank. But this is the shit that he's promoting. Oh, nah, you still one of the homies if you gave head once or twice. Oh, that don't take away from your manhood. Septic Tank. One of my homegirls I grew up with, but I don't want to do that because I was ready to take the picture that she put up on Facebook because she just went to see Fantasia in them because they on tour right now. It's called the Sketchbook Tour, but Septic Tank is on that tour, and she took a picture with the dude. And if you look at this dude in the picture, he looks like he's moist. He's moist. His mannerisms isn't manly. And he looked like he's fake smiling in the picture because he's with a woman. I was going to make that my thumbnail, but that's my homegirl. I don't want to do that to her. But what I don't understand is, I don't understand how women don't be seeing and smelling these dudes out. Like, how don't you see that this dude is a weirdo? How don't you see that this dude is a cream puff? How? And he really said out his mouth that if a dude does it once or twice, it doesn't make him less of a man. Shout out Constructive X. Appreciate it. How doesn't it make you less of a man when you're performing feminine acts? Listen, this is how you know he's not masculine. That he leans more to his feminine side. Listen to what he said. He said it's nothing wrong with doing it once or twice because he may have wanted to know how it tastes. Listen to that. That is the language of a woman. That's how women talk. They want to know how a man's dick tastes. If you're walking, that means he's walking around and his mouth is watering when he look at other men. This guy is feminine. But this is the new masculinity that's being promoted. This man said he probably wanted to know how it tasted. Listen to that shit. That's what a woman says to a man. That is women, that is sexual, that is sex talk. Period. That's sex talk. But this is what we've come to with this new masculinity shit. You got dudes walking around wondering how another man's cock tastes. and could get on the goddamn internet and say it out his mouth, and then tries to say that's nothing against this man's manhood. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like it was nothing wrong with Pharrell wearing the shit that he wore. There was nothing wrong with that. Look at what Malik Yoba said. Malik Yoba said, I'm not a homosexual. I like women with penises. This is what he said. I'm not a homosexual. I like women with penises. Y'all think this shit is a game. I know it may be a little funny to y'all, but this shit is serious, man. This shit is serious. And then you wonder why there's a large percentage of the youth that's confused gender-wise. Because they're listening to shit like this. This shit is being promoted. This new masculinity shit ain't something we shouldn't be talking about. This shit is for real. You think they will allow this shit to be put on the airwaves if it wasn't being used to program people, mainly black boys? Because how many palm-colored homosexuals or palm-colored down low men you see getting on goddamn podcasts talking about they wanted to know how a man's dick tastes, but they not homosexual. How many of them you see doing that? But it's us doing it. And then you got some people saying, oh, he could just be trying to sell an album. It's deeper than that. They may have it dressed up as him selling his album, but there's always an underlying message under there that they always sneak in. That's how they fit their agenda into shit. Come on, Septic Tank. You old, man. You need some publicity. So you go say some off the wall shit. But the off the wall shit that you said is detrimental to children, man. Mainly boys. You don't know what little black boy listened to Tank and believed all that shit that he said. And want to tell a woman that one day. And then he hear Tank talking about what he want to do. Or what he may have done. Or how he feels it's okay for another man to do that shit. Now that little boy who was looking up to him may question, hey, if I do it once or twice, hey, I'm still considered a man because, I grew up listening to Septic Tank. I learned what it was to be masculine through listening to his music. And I know a lot of people gonna say, well, you can't let music raise your kids. And yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, your children is gonna grow up and find someone who they can seek refuge through. And it may not be you. And it may not be nothing personal. It may not be that you raising them messed up. That's just how they are. You see what I'm saying? So now you confusing little boys who thinks that you really love women when you don't. See, that is the underlying message that's being pushed under all of this shit. That if he is just trying to push his music, he don't understand what else he's pushing. But I don't believe it's just for no album sales. I honestly believe that's how he is. And that's how a lot of these dudes are. And a lot more of these dudes are gonna come out. I don't know if y'all remember some years ago, Ray J and Fabulous was beefing. This when Ray J was real tripped out on that coke. He was a cokehead, Ray J. He came up to the radio station, him and his homies from LA, because remember, he rocked with Whack 100 and them dudes. So he rocked with the Pyrus. He had some Pyrus with him. He was talking crazy. Fab even talked about it on one of his mixtapes. But Ray J straight came out and said, you know, me and my niggas, you know what I'm saying? Me and my dudes, we a smasher dude. And I ain't talking about put hands on them, but really smash them out. And the name of his crew is called the Booty Goons. These is facts. Ray J, Brandy little brother. Torian, I appreciate that. He said now he's saying homophobia is real as racism. You see? You see? Trying to just justify his lifestyle. You don't listen. This is another thing I don't like that they do. If you decided to get up there and admit who you are and what you do, keep that shit to you. Don't try to make this out to be some conspiracy and oh, whoa, it's me, and that shit need to stop too, man. If you like dealing with men and doing certain shit with men, that's what you do, homie. If you didn't want to be scrutinized, if you didn't want to be judged, you should have stayed in the closet. Because we're living in a judgmental world. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And they always want to tie it back. You see, this is the problem that I have with the pro-blacks. Because whenever they get caught out doing some shit, they always want to tie it back to racism. Dude, what you said is that's your preference. That has nothing to do with racism. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Your sexual preference is your choice. That is your choice. Okay? Cut that bullshit out. But that's what they like to do. Because that just show you that they guilty, man. For real. But I don't know if y'all remember that, but Ray J came out and said that shit to Fabulous. So it's a lot of these dudes, it's a lot of septic tanks running around here. But the shit that we've been seeing within these past few months, they're really pushing this new masculinity shit. Where guys could run around and do wicked shit and still be considered masculine men. He said, your boy Tank set out his mouth that if a man tries to give head or gives head once or twice and he doesn't do it anymore, he's not a homosexual, and you should not question his masculinity because he may have just wanted to see how a dick tastes. This is what this man said out his mouth. But we shouldn't be talking about this. We shouldn't be talking about this new wave of new masculinity that they're ushering in. We shouldn't be talking about this though. But every time the pro-blacks talk about the system, they want to talk about how the system is effeminizing our boys and how they're masculinizing our women. This is a talking point up from a lot of you pro-blacks, right? Then this is a way that they effeminize boys by putting new in front of masculinity. Like masculinity comes in paradigms. Like what they're basically saying is masculinity changes. Masculinity comes in waves. You know, every certain amount of years it evolves. This is what they're trying to say, but do they say that about femininity? If this is not an agenda and an attack on men, why they don't say that there's a new femininity? Where's that at? Where's the new feminine? Oh, the feminine don't change because, you know, the feminine was here before the masculine. You know, they start talking that shit. You Hotep queens start holding y'all wigs up high and waving y'all hands. You know, cause the feminine was here before the masculine. They start talking that shit. But where's the new femininity? Since there's no attack on masculinity, if there's no attack on men, where's the new femininity at? Where's that at? Where's that agenda? Now all of a sudden we can recontextualize masculinity. Now dating and sleeping with women with penises is masculine. Wearing tuxedo wedding dresses is masculine. That's masculine. And understand, they're not talking to grown men. See, this is what y'all gotta realize. They're talking to little boys. Y'all gotta understand what symbolism is. Why do you think your child's favorite cartoon or their favorite fast food restaurant, their favorite video game, it's all inundated with symbols? What do you think a logo is? It's symbolism. Because symbolism is what programs the subconscious. That's what programs your subconscious mind. Symbols. You see? And what are these? And what is Tank? Septic Tank. He's an R&B singer, a well-known, popular, and established R&B singer. Tank been in the music business for what? Damn near 20 years? If not 20 years? So understand that Septic Tank is a symbol. You see? He's a symbol. Understand what celebrities are. Pharrell. Pharrell is a symbol in the game. These ain't no name dudes. Malik Yoba. When I was young, New York Undercover was one of the best shows on TV. This was in the 90s when I was growing up. I grew up watching New York Undercover. You see? See, y'all gotta think, man. And this is why I say Stragalon is falling. Stragalon gonna cave right in on itself. Because they getting everything they asked for. But this is crazy. This dude is really running around promoting this shit. He's really running around promoting it. This shit is crazy. Right. Good question, Sunkissed. You said if you touch a child inappropriately once or twice, you not a child molester? Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's what you think, Zoe? You said Malik Yoba washed up. You think he just using that community to revive his dead career? It could be that. But sometimes, man, we gotta look past the money. We gotta look past the money sometimes, man. Not all the time is it about money. You feel me? Sometimes these people be just expressing who they are. It don't have to be them trying to revive their career or them doing anything for money. At the end of the day, money is going to be the reward. So I understand why we think like that. But it's deeper than the money, man. I believe there's a lot of guys that are like these guys that's hidden in plain sight, y'all. That's why I'm going to keep doing streams about this type of shit. Because I want to document all of these guys who are coming out. Because it's going to be more. There's going to be more. Because now they've given the green light for these guys to come out. They're giving the green light. It's no longer, y'all don't have to be on the down low no more. We got new masculinity now. The women will still love you if you come out and say that you like to give head once or twice to a dude. The women will still like you. So it's no need to hide that you've done this. See, we got to look past the money sometimes, y'all. Of course they're going to get paid because they promoting an agenda that they don't even know that they pushing. So they're going to get paid for it. They're going to get paid. But I believe there's a lot of guys in the industry, and I'm talking about BMs, that is in the industry and they on the down low. And with this new masculinity shit being pushed, they're going to start to come out. And they don't want their masculinity to be put on Front Street or to be examined, because they're standing behind the banner of new masculinity. We don't represent the old paradigm of masculinity. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to be out of the category of being patriarchal. You see? That's what's being pushed. Matriarchy is being pushed. New masculinity. So that means we got to throw away old masculinity, which represented what? Patriarchy. Oh, you guys that's talking about the matriarchy, that's just online. That's just online. You know, that's online. That's just online, right? It's just online. Shit is playing out right in front of your face. Y'all hit the donation links in the chat room. CashApp $SheepStaySleepTV. $SheepStaySleepTV. But remember, the gynocracy is just online. Really. So, by them creating a new form of masculinity with a bunch of effeminized men, what will an effeminized man push? He's not going to push masculinity. He's going to push femininity, which represents what? The matriarch. The matriarchy. The gynocracy. Listen to what Tank said out his mouth. He sound like a woman. So he sound like a man? Listen to the verbiage. That is not the talking points of a man. Men don't talk like that. Women talk like that. Look at what Malik Yoba said. That's like a dude coming out and saying, oh, I'm not a homosexual. I just like to cross dress. I just like to put on my mama's panties and shit like that and walk around the house in her drawers and shit. But I'm not a homosexual. I'm not effeminate. Please. Please. You can't tell no straight up and down man no shit like that. because there's no gray area in masculinity. You see, they're trying, that's what the new masculinity is. It's this gray area where you're in between masculine and feminine. You can't say I'm completely masculine, but you can't say I'm feminine either. That's what these dudes are saying. Well, you can't discount the fact that I'm still a man. That's what these guys are saying. There's no gray area in masculinity. There's no gray area in femininity. The shit is simple. It's to the point. It's to the point. But now we can recontextualize what it really is. Because of this patriarchal system. And this is why they reverted back to racism. That's why he said that, Torin. That's why he said that, bro. Because who do they blame racism on? The pale-skinned man. The WM. And, by the way, that is another talking point of members of the LGBTQ community. So that just shows you right there, too, that this guy is a septic tank. He's a walking disease. A septic tank. He is a guy that women should not deal with. He's a septic tank. But these dudes are starting to come out and just admit who they are. They tired of spending money keeping they lovers and stuff in the closet. Paying hush money to people. These guys are going to start coming out now. And they're going to come out behind this banner of new masculinity. Because they still want to hang out with dudes. When they can hang out with dudes that do the shit that they do. But they still want to be considered like the average Joe. And you're not. You're not that heterosexual guy that go to work, that has a family, and that has sex with his woman. That's not you. But they want to try to normalize this behavior when the behavior is abnormal. It's abnormal. It's not normal. Not at all. So sometimes, y'all, we gotta look past the money part. Because a lot of these guys are coming out because I feel like they telling their truth. They telling who they are. They telling you what they really about. This guy's a septic tank. Did anybody even ask him why he named himself Tank? That's a crazy R&B name, Tank. Like, I've never heard nobody ask him, why did you name yourself Tank? Why the hell did you name yourself Tank? Tank. What? What the? What made you name yourself Tank? What the hell made you name yourself that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you name yourself that? This guy, this guy's dangerous. See, these are the guys that are dangerous. These guys are dangerous, man. This nigga named himself Tank. Why is your name Tank, bruh? Tank? Like, Tank? What? Like, why? Why you name yourself that? This he's dangerous, man. Like, what is wrong with you? Man. Oh, man. This guy, man. This is crazy, man. But listen, man. When brothers get up here on their channels and we're trying to warn other men about what's going on. And see the real women, the women with some dignity and some class and some sense about themselves, they understand what's going on. They see it. They see it. And they're not accepting of it. I'm talking about all around the board. But when we get up here and we talk about this stuff, it's always some type of pushback from some dudes. Like, dude, we only doing what's right. Why you worrying about what's going on over here in this lane? Drive in your lane. Know your role and play it. You got a lane to be in, drive in that lane. Don't worry about what's going on in this lane. Shit is crazy, man. We want to sit here and act like this shit is not a problem when it is. You can't sit around and talk about the effeminization of our boys, but then turn around and say, why men talking about masculinity? Why men talking about the gynocracy? Then why the hell you keep talking about the effeminization of boys? We're discussing the issues. But your little sheep ass want to be down so much with your little crew that you think it's cool to throw pot shots. When actually we talking about the same shit. Except we're actually digging deeper we're going into context where you just scratch the surface. You see? we're digging deeper. We're going deeper into that same conversation and giving you reasons why and not talking about SpongeBob and not using Umar Johnson's talking points. We're actually out here observing and reading, not regurgitating. Well, if you let your son watch SpongeBob, really? Really? And I'm not saying let your son watch SpongeBob all day. But God damn it, are you really sitting here saying that? That my son could come out a homosexual because he watched a cartoon? So you mean to tell me if my son is watching this cartoon and I see him doing some homosexual shit, I'ma just allow it because it's him watching cartoons? Like we gotta think deeper. We gotta actually think. You see what I'm saying? Like, I understand where people going, but that shit ultimately doesn't make sense. It's not, that shit is going to rarely happen. Rarely. That shit don't make sense, man. But when we get up here and give examples of real life shit, why dudes talk about masculinity? Real men ain't gotta talk about masculinity? Then why you talk about the effeminization of boys? Why is that one of the main talking points of most of you pro-blacks? Oh, but we can't talk about the attack on masculinity. We can't talk about, we talking about the same shit. Smart guy? Y'all dudes is crazy, man. Y'all dudes is crazy. Y'all do, yo, man, listen. Y'all dudes is crazy, man. Y'all, this is why I say, man, we gotta heal before we build. Because see, just off of that little misunderstanding, if it was a group of us brothers that's talking about the attack on masculinity and what's going on with men, and these pro-blacks who talking about what they talking about, and them not understanding that we're actually on the same page when it comes to talking about the effeminization of men. We're talking about the same shit. It's just that y'all are surface level thinkers. Y'all are on the surface. We're digging. But could you imagine if brothers was to just come together? That conversation may turn out into blows. Somebody probably be done got knocked out, beat up, something. Because instead of brothers just shutting up for a minute and actually thinking and analyzing and listening to what's being said by these content creators, they'll understand like, oh shit, damn, we basically talking about the same thing. But see, I notice it's popular between us here on YouTube to debate. So everybody has to be contrary to everything to create this debating atmosphere. That's why you always got these dudes on here saying some slick shit, throwing shots. Because it's always about creating this massive debate. This is why I go in on the conscious community, because they created that shit. And they got the whole black sector of YouTube that want to be on some debating shit. This is why dudes don't listen and don't process shit before they open their mouth. They just start talking shit and throwing shots and don't even understand what they even doing. You're creating conflict for nothing. Because you know the people that's listening in your chat room don't like who you throwing shots at. So you throwing shots to appease your chat room. I be watching y'all dudes. Y'all dudes is mad petty. Y'all dudes are super petty. A lot of y'all are pettier than these broads. Mad petty. I catch all the subs, all the subliminals. I catch them. Trust me, I do. And the shit is childish and is weak. But like I said, man, to be against and to be contradictory, that creates some type of it kind of like heats up the conversation on some platforms. Because people want to see this debate. That's why if you notice in the black sector, when you got people on the panels debating each other, it's 1 million people watching in the chat room. Why you think Sonetta keep throwing goddamn debates? Everything is a debate, People love that shit. Favorite against the least favorite. When these brothers shouldn't have shit to debate about. It's nothing to debate. Because if you listen well enough, you'll see that we don't have no real differences. We just approaching the same topic from a different angle. But all this talk about, dudes talking about masculinity. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Ebo Sosa, what up? Yeah, it's no different from drama TV. That's a fact. What's up, China? Mike Brown, what's good, man? Soul Shader, what up, man? Yeah, dudes is petty, man. Yeah, dudes is petty. Look, dudes flag Soul Shader. All he do is get on his channel and draw. Just petty. Just petty. Oh, I can't get to your man, so let me strike you. What the This is But these are the same people that cries about the community. But the same people who cry about the community and talk about what we need to be doing for the community be the same people that be on here flagging channels down, striking videos down. These are the same people that'll come and talk to you for 4, 5, 6 hours and tell you what we need to do to restore our community. But we can't even communicate properly on YouTube, on the internet. But y'all talking about a community. When there's no communion, there's no communing, there's no communication, no effective communication. Flag the brother down for what? For what? Because he's spreading his talent? Because people is promoting him? And now he's able to showcase his talent to other platforms? So that's why y'all hating on homie? Oh, y'all hating on him because who he rock with. Oh, I get it. Shit is sad, man. Shit is sad. Yeah, Soul Shader mad cool. It's a fact. James Kills, what's good, bro? You throwing gabs, not jabs. Zovature, what's good, man? Y'all hit the donation links in the chat room, man. CashApp $SheepStaySleepTV. Streamlabs, SheepStaySleepTV. Oh, Reliable, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he named himself Tank either. And I never heard nobody ask him that. Oh, Reliable? You crazy, Torian. You a funny dude. They go cats. Damn, I used to watch hella SpongeBob when I was little. What's up, back down? What's going on? Yeah, his new name is Septic Tank. Albert Bird, what's good, bro? Handling Jones, I see you. Yeah, his new name is Septic Tank. Running around here, like that, man. Just come on out, man. Well, that was his coming out party. That was him. That was him exposing who he was. You know what I'm saying? But knowing Septic Tank, he probably like to hang around certain rappers And he don't want to go around dudes and dudes feel uncomfortable now. That's why he still want to be seen as masculine and he's down and all of that type of shit. Cause he probably got a lot of, rapper homies and yeah, facts. Facts, Sun Kiss. They on the loose and they're gonna come out. They're gonna keep coming out. Cause this new masculinity shit is the key that unlocked the closet. No doubt, Soul Shader. No doubt. Yeah, they won't. They can't do that over there on Twitch. And what you do will be much more respected too. You know. See. See, I didn't even hear about that, cats. That's crazy. But I've heard a while ago that Septic Tank um did a couple pride parties and shit like that, like private parties for all dudes and shit like that. You know. My man said Tank been suspect. Yeah, it was a matter of time. And I think now these dudes they feel more comfortable doing it. Any way you want to donate, James Kills. Any way, bro. But I appreciate it if you use either Streamlabs or the Cash App. So either one of those. But if you super chat, it's cool too. you said you said dude was in the audience with his legs in the air. See what's going on? But that is supposed to be considered masculine now. A dude sitting in a chair with his legs up in the air, with his legs open, with his legs up. That's the new that's another example of the new masculine. You can't question that guy's masculinity now. You know? But that's some wild that's some wild shit though, Torian. But yeah, I didn't even peep that, but Lip Service the podcast, they are on tour. So yeah, they are having a live audience. S&J, what's going on? I appreciate it, Soul Shader. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, man. I don't know why people just don't, just be who you are, man. And live in the world that you created for yourself. That's all. See, the problem with a lot of people, man, a lot of people think because they like certain stuff or they enjoy certain stuff that other people is just supposed to be accepting of it and supposed to embrace it. Nah, man. Do what you do, be who you want to be, represent what you want to represent. But don't expect nobody else to stand on that shit too. That's not what it's about. That's why they say life is what you make it. So whatever you want to do it. But don't try to make it look like it's a societal issue because we don't want to accept that wild savagery that came out of your mouth. No straight up and down man is gonna accept that. And in Septic Tank, you just have to accept it. And any dude that consider himself a straight up and down man, if you're hanging out with Tank, you're suspect, homie. Straight up. So if I see any rappers taking pictures with Tank, you on the suspect list. You're on the suspect list. Straight up. Straight up. Wow, I don't want to live on this planet no more. Ain't that some shit? God damn. Right. I mean, exactly. But you see what you just said, S and J? To even use that statement, people want you to qualify that nowadays. Well, what is a real man? Cause you know, and this is stragology right here. What's a real man? Cause I haven't met a real man yet. These men out here ain't real. Stragology. So now you gotta qualify what a real man is. And this is how you get the Malik Yobas and the septic tanks and all these guys to slide right in. Well, I'm a real man. Look at me. Well, I'm a real man. Check out my wedding dress. I'm a real man. See how that works? Yep. That could be part of that agenda too, Torian. It could be. And when you say population control, you know what population they trying to control. You know what group's population they're trying to control. Right. Exactly, Sunkissed. Exactly. And that's why I'm letting y'all know, whoever's listening, go and watch the interview for yourself with this guy Tank. Just type in lip service. The episode gonna pop right up. Lip service podcast. It's gonna pop right up with Tank. Cause that was the last episode. Shout out to my man James. He say, The breakdown in the Joker movie Full Throttle, because these other reviews are whack going in from your mindset. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm a real man. That's why I put Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. Thanks for the donation, Sunkissed. But yeah, man, that's what we dealing with. But that's why I'm saying y'all need to go and watch the interview, because if you just watch it, Tank's mannerisms. Listen to how he speaks. The dude is an effeminate guy. He's effeminate. Straight up effeminate. Am I saying he's supposed to be on some rah-rah shit? No. But you know when you see a masculine man, any straight up and down man know that. Any straight up and down man know when they see another one, man. What up, Sonny? What's good, bro? I appreciate that, S&J. Or you want me to do like a part 2, James? You already know, Sonny. I appreciate the donation, S&J. But yeah, man, any straight up and down man know when they see another one. You know? Like even if you see a guy that's into fashion and he wears a lot of colors, and that doesn't mean that a guy's not a straight up and down guy. Because us straight up and down guys could see if another guy's flimsy. We could see it. You know what I'm saying? We could see it. It's evident. You can't really hide it, really. Just listen to this guy Tank talk. You could tell Malik Yoba was always a weirdo. He's always a weirdo. Malik Yoba always was a weirdo. That's why he never did a bunch of interviews after New York Undercover. He was always a weirdo. Pharrell always was on some flimsy shit. Always, man. I got you, James. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to probably order the movie when it come out on like Amazon or something and watch it over to do a part 2. Yeah, you go, yo, Mike, if you just go and watch the interview, you gonna see it. You're gonna hear it. Soon as you hear him speak, you're gonna be like, yeah, this dude is curly. This is a curly nigga. He's curly for real. Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact, cats. And most of the nerdy dudes that I know, You know, they always show signs of masculinity. See most people think nerds they think nerds are not masculine because they don't show aggression. But nerds are not effeminate at all. A lot of them are very masculine dudes. And I like having conversations with nerdy guys because they always got some interesting shit to say. And they always challenge your thinking. That's what I love about nerds. They'll say some shit that'll have you challenging what you just said. That's why I like hanging out with nerds. I learn a lot when I hang out with nerds. I learn a lot of shit. And honestly, if I didn't grow up in the neighborhood I grew up in and the people I grew up around, as far as, my block being basically family oriented, like we all basically know each other because of our families that grew up with each other. I would have basically been a nerd. Because out of my crew, I'm considered the nerd. Out of my crew. Out of the dudes that I grew up with, I'm considered the nerdy guy. I went to school, I went to college. Now, some of my homies, they went back to college and got degrees and all of that. But all them years when they was cutting and smoking bud and doing all that shit, I was in school. I was in school. So I was considered the nerd out of my crew. But you can't be so much of a nerd when you outside. Like what they say now, we outside. I was one of them kids. I was always outside. Was always outside. I was always in the mix. But if I didn't grow up in that environment, man, I'd have been a straight nerdy kid. I had comic books when I was growing up. Crates full of them. That shit don't have nothing to do with being feminine at all. I was a card collector. I used to collect basketball cards. Shit like that. Kendra, what up, Kendra? I was on all that type of shit. But my parents was, when my parents was young, they ran the streets, you know? And I basically grew up in that environment that they grew up in. So like I said, when you a kid, you always outside, you in the mix, you know, you're not really sheltered. You kind of get out of certain shit at an early age. And certain shit you're forced out of. But that doesn't take away from the shit that you like. A lot of quote unquote gangsters, man, be nerds at heart, man. Real talk. Septic Tank. Yeah, I saw that, James. The 10 masculine commandments. Oh, you used to collect Pokemon cards too, Soul Shader? Man, I was part of that whole wave, man. I had all that shit. I had the cards. I had the games. I used to trade the Pokemon. I used to do all that shit, man. If me and my homeboys ain't grow up in the hood, where a lot of degenerate shit went on, we wouldn't have been a part of none of that. We never would have even got involved. That shows you how much your environment impacts what you do too. It's your environment a lot of times, man. And how your parents grew up too. Cause my parents was outside. All my friends' parents was outside. Like my best friend, his mother and my mother basically grew up together. So a lot of my friends, that's my friends, they parents grew up with my parents. So we was, summertime, we running around as little kids 11 o'clock at night. We was outside, We was exposed to a lot of different shit. But if we didn't grow up around that, we could have stayed steadfast in our geek shit, in our nerdy shit. You collected movie cards? Yeah, facts. Yeah, they in the hood. That's a fact. My guy's into comics. He said growing up, it was a way for him to escape the day-to-day issues of life. Yeah, that too. That too. That's a fact. Especially if you was one of those kids that didn't have nobody to look up to. You had somebody to look up to. Good looking out, Ebo Sosa, on that Cash App, bro. You used to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Local tournaments. That's dope. That's dope. When we used to do the Pokemon shit, I used to always think about that. But see, me growing up, like, cause see the Pokemon and all that shit came a little later. But growing up as a little boy, I loved comic books and I loved wrestling. I was a wrestling fan. I loved wrestling. I was a wrestling fanatic. I hate how wrestling ain't shit no more, man. That shit is so uninteresting now, man. They were supposed to keep the integrity of wrestling. I grew up loving that shit, man. Me and one of my cousins, and I'm so proud of my cousin, man, because he actually living out his dream. When we was young, he used to always say he wanted to be a wrestler. He's a wrestler currently. He's an amateur wrestler in New York. And not like organized wrestling, like the entertainment wrestling. He's part of an amateur league. Word, we used to make the championship belts out of cardboard, all that shit. And you see all the shit that we talking about right now, and the shit that we liked as boys, that's masculine shit. But you got these strags telling little boys, oh, why you like that? Oh, that's corny. Why wrestling is fake. This is what these strags be telling their little sons now. Do you wonder why these little boys grow up and love violence and want to hurt people? Because you corrupted everything that they loved. Every time he tell you he likes something, you want to shoot it down. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's over. Exactly, it's overrated, man. Exactly. And it really gets out of control when these adults become parents, man. Because a lot of them don't know how to parent. They think they parents because they're dictators. You think you're a good parent because you're a dictator. You don't even know that you really hurting your children, especially them little boys. Well, he telling you he likes some masculine shit, and you, oh, that's fake. Oh, wrestling is fake. Oh, those characters in the comic books ain't real. But you'll never tell that little girl that she don't need to be idolizing Barbie. You'll never shit on Polly Pocket. You'll never shit on the Easy Bake Oven. But you want to shit on the comic books. You want to shit on wrestling. You want to shit on collecting cards and collecting marbles and G.I. Joe men and all that type of shit. You want to demonize that. You want to talk down about that. But they keep reinventing Polly Pocket. They done made so many goddamn Easy Bake Ovens. You could buy an Easy Bake Oven for your daughter that's damn near like a real microwave. It's crazy, man. Keith, what up, Keith? Miss P, what's going on, Miss P? I ain't see you. Yeah, good point, Torian. They're definitely starting to put it more and more in our faces. I agree with that. Bring back Garbage Pail Kids. Used to put them in a figure four. The Snoopy slushy. Yeah, man, that's when children used to have fun, Miss P. A lot of these children now, man, you gotta make them get out the house. Long as they got their little PS4s and they devices, they phones, they iPads and shit, man, they stay in the house the whole summer, man. The children of the millennials are different, man. Our children are different. They really enthralled into this technological age, man. And they was born with this shit. They was born with it. And the ones after them are even more interactive with it. You could give a 2-year-old your phone now. He or she'll figure out something to do with it. If you give it to them more than enough, man, they'll start figuring out how to get to shit. It's like it's already in them to know what to do. Or they figure it out so quick. Where we had to take computer classes in school. A lot of these children don't gotta take computer classes. They already know how to use the shit. Ah, facts. That is how the brats look. They do look like big-headed thoughts. They do. That's how. To me, that's how. A couple of these little rapper chicks be looking like. They be looking like Bratz dolls. You could tell that they was into a lot of cartoons and shit by how they dress. A lot of these younger female rap artists. Paul Johnson, what's going on? Yep. San Andreas, to me, San Andreas is one of the best GTAs ever. Real talk. To me, San Andreas was one of the best GTAs, man. For real. That GTA was, it was so lawless, man. So lawless. Yeah, it's in them. It's in them, Sun Kissed. Working the iPad at 3 years old. I'm not surprised. That's why at most of the doctor's offices they got little tablets for the young children to keep them busy. They can have cartoons and all that shit on. They don't be watching them cartoons like that. You get them little leapfrog pads and all of that. They be on it. Yeah, Nikki, she don't. To me, Nikki she kind of like took Kim Ho's style. She took Little Kim's style. Nikki. I'm talking about like the younger artists, like Asian Doll, Cuban Doll, like those artists, like Nicki, um, Megan Thee Stallion, and all of them. They more on that Little Kim wave. They on that Little Kim Trina wave. With how they dress and how they rap. Right, that's what she called herself. That's a fact. But all that color in your hair and all that shit was started by Kim. Little Kim started that shit first. Oh, you a tomboy, huh? Back down. That's why your name is what it is. Your little tough ass. Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, Dream Doll. Yeah, and that's how they be looking. Like they do be looking like Bratz dolls. Yep, Cash Doll. AJ, what's good, AJ? Might have to catch the playback, AJ. I'm about to wrap it up, man. These tech companies be downgrading these phones on purpose, yo, so that people will develop an addiction to them. They're not making tech as powerful as it could be. Good point. That's a good point, Soul Shader. That's a good point, man. And I agree with that. Because they could make technology a lot more intricate, but you know what I think? Soul Shader, I think they choose I agree with you, because they choose to keep the technology that we deal with very low level. So it can control us. But they're also using the highly sophisticated tech to monitor us on this low level shit too. So they just not giving us access to it. And you're right, that's how they keep us controlled. Keep us as blind sheep, just following and, you know, buying, consuming everything that they put out. When it's really the same shit. You buying all these iPhones, it's the same goddamn phone. You ain't getting nothing different. You probably getting a couple of few new features. But it's all the same shit. But I agree with that though. They give us the remedial technology. They give us that shit. While they use the highly sophisticated shit to basically militarize society. Because that's what the high technology is used for anyway. Military shit. Yep. Same thing with Madden and 2K. Yep. They put a few little tweaks on it, make it look a little better, sell the shit to you for $70. It's the same shit. They probably make, like, you see how we in what, 2K people playing 2K19? I believe they probably made 2K20 already. I believe they make them for a certain amount of time, like a certain span. Probably make 2-3 years in a row and just add little shit to it, you know. So they probably done made up to 2K21 already. Who knows? Madden 21 already. Yeah, that shit ain't no game, Miss P. They got you paying $1,000 for a cell phone. It's crazy, man. That's rent money. That's rent money. That's what's up, back down. Yeah, that is a waste of money, man. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight, man. Much love to y'all. Shout out to everybody. If you haven't yet and you would like to, go ahead and hit the donation links. The links is in the chat room. CashApp $SheepStaysLeepTV. The Streamlab links is in the chat room. Or just hit the super chat to donate. I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. Much love. Y'all stay tuned for episode 2 of the mini-series Stragalon is Falling. Stragalon is Falling. Stay tuned for episode 2. It will be dropping soon. Much love to y'all. Appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, for tuning in to me, DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, y'all, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.